Hi, good morning. This is Ole. Today we are going to discuss the privacy and fungibility. Bitcoin is pseudonymous, meaning that the funds are very are not tied with each to real world interests, but rather Bitcoin address owners of Bitcoin addresses are not explicitly identified, but all the transactions on the blockchains are public. In addition, the transactions can be linked to individuals and companies through idioms of use. Transactions that span coins from the multiple inputs indicates that the inputs may have to come on owner and corroborating public transaction today data with unknown information on the owners of the certain address. So there's no Bitcoin exchanges there where the Bitcoin are traded for traditional currencies may be required by law to collect personal information to the high-term financial privacy. A new Bitcoin address can be generated for each transactions. Wallets and similar software technically handle all Bitcoins as equivalent, establishing the basic level of fungibility. Researchers have pointed out that this raw of Bitcoin is registered and public available in the blockchain ledger, and that some users may refuse to accept Bitcoins. Coming from the controversial transactions which would harm Bitcoin fungibility, for example, in 2012, the also frozen accounts of the users where deposited Bitcoins were known have just been stolen. Or is that today we are going to discuss the wallets, or is the different types of the currencies wallets from border covering of this topic cryptocurrency wallet, or is a Bitcoin a full incident client electron lightweight client a wallet stores information necessary to transact bitcoins, while wallet are often described place to hold store bitcoins due to nature of the system. Bitcoin are inspirable for everybody. Thank you. We are ready to continue. Please hold on and stay with us. All right, we are now going to discuss the wallets in software wallets. The first wallet program, simply named Bitcoin and sometimes referred to as a Satoshi coin, was released in 2009 by Satoshi. Open source software version is 0.5. The client moved from WX Regius user interface toolkit. The whole bundle was referred to a Bitcoin after release of the version 0.9. Software bundle was renamed Bitcoin Core to distinguish itself from the underlying network. Bitcoin is perhaps best known as implementation client, alternative client. Bitcoin exists. There are several nodes which wallets can operate. It's very easy for us. There are several nodes which wallets can operate in. They have an inverse relationship with regards to trustlessness and computational requirements. One full client verified transactions directly by downloading a full copy of the blockchain is 150 gigabit GB as of January 2008. They are the most secure and reliable way of using network, as trust in the external parties is not a required. Full client check quality of the mine block, preventing them for transacting on chain that breaks or allows network rules because of its size and complexity. Downloading verifying the entire blockchain is not as suitable for all computing devices. Is a third-party internet. We're ready to Third-party internet services held online wallets, web wallets offering similar functionality, but they are what may be all easier to use in this case. Credentials to access funds are stored with the online wallet provider rather than on the user hardware. As a result, the user must have to complete the trust online wallet at miscellaneous provided in the breach in each of history. Uh, Now we are going to a cold storage. What is a cold storage? There is here is showing the paper wallet. There is different type of paper wallet with a banknote like design, but the private key and the rest visible from the text below to the barcodes. Here is mentioned barcodes. Here is barcodes mentioned on the paper wallet. Paper wallet with the address visible for adding or checking stored funds. A part of page containing a private keys folded over in serial. Here is a barcode. It was shown a bus token. There is a token mentioned on the paper wallet with a private and hidden bent tempo evident security hologram. A part of address is visible to transparent part of the hologram. Hardware wallet peripheral, which is process a Bitcoin payment without exposing any credentials to the computer. It's easy for it's from theft. While software is targeted by hackers because of the lucrative potentials for stealing Bitcoins, a technique called cold storage, keep private keys out of reach of the hackers. This is accomplished by the keeping private key offline at all the times by generating them on the device that is not connected to internet. A credential necessary to spend Bitcoins can be stored offline in a number of different pairs, from specialized hardware whereas to simple paper printout of private key. This is a very good here. Now we are going to discuss the hardware wallet. Hardware wallet is a computer peripheral that signs transaction as requested by the user. These devices store private key and carry out singing and encryption internally and do not share any sensitive information with the host computer except already signed and thus uninterruptible transactions, because the hardware wallet never expose their private keys. Even computers that may be compromised by the malware do not have vector access to steal them. Or is the user sets passcode when setting up a hardware wallet. As hardware wallet are temporal resident, their passcode will be needed to exactly any money. Whereas we are ready to use the paper wallet created is generated on the computer with no internet connections. The private key is written or filled onto the paper and erased from the computer. The paper wallet can be stored in a safe physical location of the lateral. And hopefully, physical wallets can taken from the material token coins with a private key accessible under security hologram increase struck the zero side security hologram self destructs when removed from the token, showing that private key has been accessed originally. This token was struck the bars at the base metals, but later used precious metals as Bitcoin grew value and popularity. Going with the store eventually in this session, creation covering the timeline. Generally, or is we are ready to here we are ready to use the show is the external images coverage of the Times Journal. Here, January 2009, showing the headline used in Genesis block and famous photo of two pizzas purchased by Lazaro and Zero for $10. 10K is a BC, is a Bitcoin, is a sign of the Bitcoin. And now we are ready to discuss the domain name Bitcoin org was registered on 18th August 2008. On 31st October 2008, went to the paper authority to Satoshi. Is a very, very important blockchain. Is the receiver of the first Bitcoin transactions was Dash, who created in the section. Blockchain analysts estimate that Nakamoto had mined about 1 million Bitcoins. Thank you so much. Next session we will continue. Hopefully you have enjoyed our session. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.